All right, we're going to watch Patrick's breaststroke here underwater. Patrick, as we're watching your breaststroke, also take some time to look at the notes that we send in the email. Those notes are good to look at before and after watching the video, even before, after, or during a swim meet, just as little cues of things we think you do really well, things we want you to continue to work on. So do try to pay attention to that. Real quick, I like how you're keeping your hands and you're driving your hands forward on that breaststroke. It does look like we're kind of coming up a little high, so we'll have to look at that when we see the above water. But your body line in the breaststroke looks pretty good on the upper body. We'd like to see you just get those feet up just a little bit higher. And this is more just kind of looking at it real quick just to see where it is we are and where it is we're going to go. All right, so let's kind of take some time to just kind of look at each little step that we want to see you working on. As you start that breaststroke right here, you do a great job of getting that head up early, and you can see a lot of strength and power in that pull. You're doing an excellent job of pulling that water back towards the opposite wall, which really helps you drive forward. As you start to push your hands forward up here, you get your hands a little bit higher than we want to see. We want to see those hands stay high in the water, but not quite so high that you're actually above the water. But you do keep your hands moving forward, which is great. Now, with your breaststroke, it's all about timing. Okay, so sometimes we talk about stretching and reaching and finishing your stroke. And if you look at right here, and then you look at your legs, which, by the way, this is a good kick. But if you look at that kick, we're going to go frame by frame. Your hands up here should stay still until your feet have come together. Now, you've already started your pull, and your feet finally came together there. So you're literally about halfway through that pull when you finally start, when you finally finish that kick. So you want to make sure you keep your hands up forward, stretch out your stroke, hands forward before you start that next kick. As you start to do that drive forward again, you engage your legs really well. You bring your feet towards that hips in a perfect time. You do a good job of finishing that kick all the way out behind you. Your kick is really good, Patrick. If we can just hold that streamline and hold that push a little bit forward, that's going to be good. Again, high elbows, pull is good. Eyes are looking a little more forward than we'd like to see. And I think your breathing is just a little bit later than it would be. If you can actually get your hands stretch out your stroke, I think your breathing will get better. As we start to get here straight across, just kind of want to show you your body line here. So as you have finished your kick, we're going to just pretend you finish your kick. You got a little bit of a bend in your lower body and then a bend down here. What we'd like to see you try to do is get those legs up a little bit higher so you can keep everything in a straighter line. Eyes can be down just a little bit better, and then all of a sudden you'll be in a right body position. So do try to think about where you are and what you want to be, because ideally we want to see that body line right there. Okay? As you start that breath, you do a good job of pushing your hands out. As we go here into our turn, we always want to make sure we judge that wall really, really well. And right here, you kind of hit that wall a little bit short. You were kind of in that nowhere between, where if you had glided the wall, I would have told you glided too long. But you took that extra stroke. You either need to take a smaller extra stroke there at the end to make it quicker, not a full stroke, or you got to make sure you really drive those legs together just a little bit better. As you start to do that turn, you can see right away this arm you pull a little bit too far into the wall, and your feet, while they start out stacked here, right away you kind of let them come apart. All right, see how far apart they are there? Make sure those feet stay stacked like you had in the very beginning. As you start to come off that wall, I like the fact that you brought this arm off the wall before these feet touch. That does help in a good, quick transition, a smooth transition from one direction to the next. As you do start to go in that opposite direction, your knees are facing down and your heels are a little bit high. We're going to use this block right here. We'd like to see your feet and your knees more in this position here. Okay, so you want to get those knees up, those feet up just a little bit right as you're pushing off the wall. Okay? As you push off the wall, you can see that streamline is good. Actually, that's one of the better streamlines I've seen you do. Eye position is good. Body line is good. Get those arms back just a little bit behind those ears. But really, Patrick, well done. That is the best streamline I've ever seen you do. Little long. Remember, we only want to hold it for 3 seconds. That's about 5 seconds there. And you did a breaststroke kick. All right. Now that's something I've never seen. You did a breaststroke kick instead of a dolphin kick in the beginning. And then you did a second breaststroke kick, which that's illegal. You got to make sure you do. What I want to see you do is after 3 seconds, right here, dolphin kick. Get a dolphin kick there. Here you see as you do your pull, you're doing a full breaststroke kick. Now, the other thing I want to see you do is try and get those elbows a little bit lower so that your hands are more here. And then from here to your thighs, you want to drive those hands back as fast as you can. And then get your hands on the front of those thighs. You can see they're out to the side just a little bit. Again, head line, body line, that looks great. As you start to slide your hands up your body, as you do that underwater kick, good job of sneaking those hands up. Good job of lifting that head. Make sure, though, that you keep that head right when your hands get here. That head's got to be breaking that surface. So you're a little bit late on getting that head up. So do try to get that head up just a little bit earlier as you get into your breakout. Once you get into your breakout, though, I mean, that's really good. Okay? So, again, though, we got to get that dolphin kick.